Hey FLOSSTUBE, it's Leigh from Creative Leigh on Sunday the 5th of December with FLOSSTUBE number 103. Thanks to everyone coming back and to any new subscribers. Hello, I know I have a few new subscribers, possibly motivated by my 5 little giveaways that I'll get to in a minute. I'm going to get them out of the way so I can throw them on the floor because I need to free up some space. But yeah, I'm really pleased. Thanks for coming along. Hopefully you enjoy the next 103. Crazy, huh? The only reason I'm sort of motivated to build my subscribers is when I get to 1,000, I get more control over my channel. I get the ability at the moment to do community posts, which I'd really appreciate, especially if for some reason I can't do a video. It's the best way to communicate to everybody. I can't do community posts right now, and also in theory I get a little bit of control over ads. I know that sometimes ads pop up on my videos. I try and swear enough to put off the majority of advertisers, but I don't know. I have no control over that right now, so don't think I'm earning any money from it. Feel free to skip them. Fine by me. I'm not at all worried about ad revenue for YouTube. I think they're doing okay. My couple of little ads isn't going to make much of a difference for them, and it certainly wouldn't for me if I was able to monetize my channel. But that's the only reason I'm motivated by subscribers. Otherwise, I actually quite like having a small channel because I can comment back on all your comments. I can read all your comments, and I'm not big enough that I get too many inappropriate messages, and YouTube usually picks them up, the kind of links to porn and crap that pop up. I feel like you've really made it when you're on a spam list. But anyway, that's about my channel. I'm really happy for you to come along. I have a couple of projects to show you today. Quite a bit of stitching, but only 2 projects. Going to show you 10 more, I don't know how many more things I've kitted up, and I've got my giveaways. So I'm going to get into the giveaways now. Thank you for everyone who entered for them. I did the random YouTube comment picker who flicky this morning. I'm not going to put screenshots up, just trust me. So the first one, in no particular order, it was just when I was lying in bed and I remembered what they were, was denim. So it was this sort of bigger than a fat quarter piece of 28 count denim linen. And I was throwing in this pack of 24 needles, DMC needles, and a needle case. So that keyword was denim, and pleased to see Christy Martin. Christy won. Now, what's really funny, it's not really funny, interesting, maybe not even interesting. Christy won my first giveaway. It was a pass the stash of my first finish on my channel. Back in, I went and had a look, video number 5, I gave away a chart for a piece I'd finished, and it was to my 25 sub giveaway. I was aiming really high back then. So yeah, Christy won the first one, which is quite funny, and that was back on the 8th of December, so almost 2 years ago. So it's quite funny. So well done, Christy. The next one I've got to give away, I had the keyword stack, and it was these 2 plum streets, and they are going to Twinja 1994. I don't know your name, or if I do know your name, I haven't connected your name with your channel name, but in the comment she mentioned she'd binged a lot lately, so she deserves a reward for binging. So congratulations on that. The 2 Santa Mill Hill kits have gone to Cherie Sayers. Cherie is a frequent commenter, so congratulations, Cherie. The drawn thread Autumn Arbor with a big enough piece of 32 count, so neutral, so I got ahead of my stash. That has gone to Judy Stitches. And the last but not least is the half hank of Silks for You, which is looking a lot tidier than when I had shown it last. I've just kind of combed it out as best I can, given it a nice braid, which gives you a real appreciation for the colourway. So it was PR109 Silks for You, half a hank, and along with a little pair of just snips that I had picked up in a goodie bag that I'm not going to use. And that's gone to Nara JB. Now, Nara lives down the road around the corner from me, so yay Nara, I get to save on postage. I can either meet up with you for a quick coffee, or I can just drop that off to you at your place. So I'm really pleased for that. Congratulations on everyone. Again, thanks for entering into my giveaway, everybody. I will pop a comment in your comment against last week's video, but reach out to me. My email address is in the doobly-doo, januarygirl1919@gmail.com. Flick me an address, Christy, I'm not sure I have your address or where it is, so just pop that through to me again, and I will get them into the post with you. For those of you who aren't in New Zealand, be aware, obviously mail's going to take a while, but it'll turn up at some stage. So, and Nara's probably going to get hers pretty quickly because she lives close. Anyway, that's that. So I'm really pleased to be able to pass on a little bit of my stash, things I'm not going to use, and hopefully you can make better use of them than me. It's very hot and humid here today. I haven't done the weather report. It's very hot and humid here today. Rainy, it's that, what's it? Which one are we on? La Nina. It's going to be a wet, hot, sticky summer. Yay. Not yay. I need to get out and mow my lawn, but I don't know when it's going to be fine enough. The neighbours are mowing theirs, but the grass is wet, so I don't know. Anyway, I've done a bit of stitching. On the first or the second here, or the evening of the first, the final part of the Modern Folk Embroidery, the Fruits of Plenty 2021 sale dropped, which I am stitching, or was stitching on 40 count Toitoi linen from Country Stitch. It's a beautiful soft cream, not even cream, it's a warm white slash, it's a soft cream, but not a jersey cream, it's cream. Fabric from Country Stitch, which I used DMC in 919 and 922, 1/2. Started on the 2nd of January, finished on the 4th of December, yesterday. So I have a finish, and I think it looks lovely. I need to take a really nice picture and put it up on Instagram, because I'm terrible at Instagram. I really don't try that hard, but yeah, really happy with that. And that last little, gee, Jacob really loved to make us frustrated because of that last little lozenge, that last little motif, all of those little single bloody X's. You know, start and finish, a bit frustrating, but managed to get that stitched last night while I finished the second season of The Sinner, which I hadn't watched, which was intense. I kind of guessed the main reveal quite early on. Everyone else seemed surprised, but I wasn't. But anyway, I enjoyed it. So that's that done. Another finish for the wardrobe of shame. It's not shame, just a wardrobe of needing investment. And otherwise, I have worked on Life After Death by Long Dog Samplers on 36 count antique white linen with Silks for You PR132, Kreinik BF006 and DMC 807, just for a bit of sparkle and twinkle. This I started on the 1st of August, and I am going to get it finished this year. Those of you who say good luck, you don't really need to wish me good luck. I'll get it finished. So that's where we're at. What did I do since you last saw it? I did all of the horizontal bands up here. I did all of this bit at the top and then into those that little archway. So pretty much finished the top right hand corner. These were, it's a lot of stitching in that. It's a lot of back stitching. That one actually less painful than it looked. A lot in this. The frustrating thing about this is, not really frustrating, I was going to say can't really remember it because it's quite a big repeat, but actually I did kind of remember it once I got the first one done. But you know, very repetitive, very repetitive, very repetitive. So once you get the pattern in, you just can stitch along. I think I love horizontal bands. That was fun, working my way across there, and then yeah. So all I've got in here is some big sort of fiery sun motif thing here, and then some flowers and some back stitching up here. So I do not have much to do. I probably will get that finished this week. Although I do have, I will have a visitor or a flatmate for a couple of weeks, a friend of mine. Her accommodation needs have changed. Her flatmate / the lady she boarded with during the week has sold her house, so she is currently homeless during the week for a couple of weeks. She drives home to her family's home at the weekend, so I've just said just come stay here. We knock off for Christmas soon. I think she just has 2 more weeks in town, then it'll take about a week off, sorry, about a month off work / working from home. So she's going to be with me, staying here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday night, and then she'll drive home Thursday and come back to work on Monday. So I might not stitch as much this week because I'm bound to be, you know, not ignoring my house guest. Who knows? Maybe she'll just, yeah. But I still should be able to get it finished this week. There's actually not that much to do. There's quite a lot of white space. Very exciting. So yeah, so what else is happening before I show you my kitted up stuff? What have I got? 2.5 weeks work. 2.5 weeks of work left. Oh my god, I can't wait. It's exhausting. And then I will have 2.5 weeks off work. Dad gets here on the 22nd. I need to continue doing some housework. I took a couple of cartons of stuff to the hospice op shop yesterday. I had brunch lunch with a couple of friends, one ex-colleague and one current colleague, Karen and Al. We've kind of informally have a group we call I call it the Hooshins. They call it the Huttians because I live in Upper Hutt, we will live in the Hutt Valley, but I think Hooshins sounds better. Huttians, so we're the Hooshins. I've had many requests to do a review walkthrough of what's in the box, my now over 50 fully kitted projects, because yes, I have over 50. I did mention last week I was going to go through and do a review of everything and pull flosses if I needed to pull flosses, make floss cards, iron and overlock fabric, and start a spreadsheet. So I did that spreadsheet, and yeah, I have over 50 projects. So I'm not going to start all of them next year. Those include several series where I would only expect to start one of them next year. I'm not going to stitch 4 Teresa Wentzler carousel horses in 1 year, for example. But still. So yes, I've had quite a few requests. So I have shown every kit, and I've got some more just to show you now. Over the last, I don't know, 6 months, I don't know how many months, since I decided to do this. But I'm aware people want to see them. So that's a big video, e.g. lots of editing, because I wouldn't make you sit through me rustling and pulling things out of bags and what have you. So what I probably will do is in the new year, after Dad's gone, I've got a few days off work still Dad leaves on the 2nd of January, and I go back to work on the 10th of January. So during that week, weather and humidity permitting, because I expect it to be quite hot, I'll do my best to film a bonus video. So it's very clear, you only watch this if you want to look at 50 projects, kit it up, get everything set up, and show you what's in the box and what I think will be anything that I've got earmarked for specific days. Yeah, because people want to see, and that's funny. To be fair, I enjoy going and having a look too. I kind of went through a bit of a, oh my god, what have I done moment when I look at all this and I think, holy crap, it's a lot. It feels very excessive from what am I doing? But also really excited because everything's really beautiful, and the different colours and the different silks and cottons and combinations are pulled together. You know, some are called for, but some are going to be just stuff I've got, which I really, really enjoy. Anyway, it's quite fun. So that's what will happen. That will happen in the new year. I should be able to do I'll be able to do a whip parade on New Year's Day, well, after, the end of the year, because I'm going to have like 5 whips or 4 whips, so it's not going to be hard to do. Yeah, that's kind of what's going on. Anyway, that's where I'm at. I'm going to show you now, over the last few weeks, I've kitted up a few things. Might be 10, which is a lot, right? Because I did a few more this week. So here comes 10 more kitted up projects that are in the box. Some of them you might have seen little bits and pieces of over the little while, but now I've got the fabric, the floss, and the chart. Therefore, it's a full kit. And I will probably chop bits out as I rustle. Yeah, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Okay. No particular order. I have Quaker Alphabet by La Di Da. You saw this chart. I bought it when I was in Dunedin. I didn't buy a lot when I was in Dunedin, but I did leave them with a large wish list. So from Stitchy Witches, I got the La Di Da chart, just a cute little Quaker Alphabet. I've pulled 35 count, a scrap of 35 count vintage marble, just and the 2 flosses I picked up when I was there, inspired by a floss that Judith had picked up, so I really loved the colour. So I've got Weeks Dye Works Navy and Fathom. So just going to do that. It'll be a real simple little stitch, and I think it'll be lovely. Next up, I've got this Alexander's clock. It was a freebie that I found via Mama Loves You GB Michelle's FLOSSTUBE from the Couleur Toitoi, and it's actually not that small, even though that kind of gives you the impression it might be small. It's not. Well, I guess it depends on the size fabric, but I'm going to use this piece of 36 count Aspen from Weeks Dye Works and Holiday Red from Victorian Motto Sampler Shop. That big, so it just tells me that this is the same red I used on my Red Deer sampler. That's such the red, and I do love Victorian Motto flosses. Next up, I've got this Scottish Garden from Stone Street Stitch Works. It's hard to say. I think it was a freebie. I'm not sure. Don't quote me though. I don't know how I picked this up. It would have been linked from somebody's channel. But it's a sweet little horizontal Scottish sampler, and I've got a piece, an end of 36 count Edinburgh in the colourway Tussock from Country Stitch, and I'm just going to be using the called for DMC. There's only 5 DMCs, I think, there are 10 DMCs, and in the chart it recommends, go wild with the flowers and just, use what you want. But also it called for one classic colour works in the brown caterpillar. So I've just pulled a bit that I've got left over from Victorian Motto Autumn Dark Brown. So I'm going to use that for instead of the caterpillar, and then just use DMC. Another one from Stone Street Stitch Works. This one is Francis Sweet Love 1827. And I am doing this one on 40 count oyster by Country Stitch. You're going to see a lot of Country Stitch fabrics. And the colours that I've chosen, I've got a couple of skeins of Okefenokee, which are like a dark green. And I've dropped something. And this Saphir from Tom and Lily. So it's hard to see. This is the dark green, and I know, I think that's going to look really interesting together. When you look at the chart, it's stitched in a sort of has a faded quality about it, in a greeny, tealy, faded goodness. So yeah, I think that'll be interesting. Another quick little stitch. This is a chart that Shan gifted me. Thank you again, Shan. Morning Star by Blackbird Designs. And this is a little scrap of 40 count oyster, because you know, I like to use all my scraps. So 40 count oyster again, and I've just used, there's 4 colours. So I've picked 4 Tom and Lily. Really excited to start really using the Tom and Lily flosses that I've been collecting. And in these 4 colours, which I think are going to look really lovely. Most of these I think you can get from her collection. Sesame, yeah, they're all standard colours. Sesame, Gorgon, Écorce, and Chocolat. So it's gonna look so good. I think it's gonna look so good. I mean, and I'm gonna hardly use any of that floss, but you know, at least I'm using it. So next up, I've done a partial kitting, because the rest of it I'll use DMC, is the Mermaid Sampler from Carriage House Samplings. I'm gonna stitch this on another scrap, because it's little, of 40 count oyster. But the colour looks really good there. And it calls for DMC, but I'm going to use some overdyes where for the fill in for the water, the fill in for that shoreline, fill in for the grass, and for the big flower, the navy and blue in the flower. So I've just pulled a handful of Victorian Motto, because I think they all look, the colours are beautiful. So, and then yeah, DMC for sort of the rest of it. And if I have to tweak the DMC a little bit, I'll tweak the DMC a little bit. So the next one's pretty exciting. I don't even know where I got this chart from. Was it another freebie? I don't know. Someone would have linked it on their YouTube. Mary Jane Fry, 1861, from the Solitary Stitcher, Amanda Rowe. So I'll just, don't forget to see the details. And this one, I've pulled a piece of an unnamed Victorian Motto sampler shop in 36 count, and I pulled mostly a whole lot of Tom and Lily flosses. I mean, these colours make me so excited. And then also I've got a classic colour where it's some Blackbird, just for a little bit of black, well, literally the Blackbirds. And I've just gone quite a little bit brighter with it, but I think it's going to look pretty cool. So the Tom and Lily I've pulled. We have Sirocco, Curcuma, Desert, Rouge A, and this one was a gift with purchase that didn't have a name. One of these is for the, I think that one's going to be for the cats or the little animals that are in there. So that is that one. This one you saw the other day, I showed you the fabric, Ruskin's Penguins from Modern Folk Embroidery. I pulled this 32 count wintergreen from Country Stitch, but I've also pulled the flosses. So I had a couple of skeins of wrought iron from Gentle Arts, and then one of the whites that I got from Tom and Lily Amandier. Hopefully I've got enough, given I'm going to do 2 over 2 on 32 count. It's not that much white though, I think it'll be fine. And if I had to pull in a different white for the snowflakes or for the border, it'll be fine. You know, there's another similar white, but this is 8 meters, so hopefully it's enough. It should be enough. Should be enough. Is it enough? Yeah, there's 4,300 stitches in black and 2,000 stitches in white, so it should be fine. One skein of white should be fine because I'm pretty frugal with my stitching, so it'll be fine. I'll make it work. Okay, a few more to go. It's a lot, eh? I've been busy. So Jardin Prive Cat Lovers. I had to do a slight colour conversion because I could. I'm still stitching it with DMC, but I'm using 36 count cream and sugar linen from Fibre on a Whim. So the browns are the call for. So I've just pulled some floss on DMC and made just little floss rings. So the browns are the call for. I changed the pinks to 21 and 22. 22 is one of my favourite rusty reds. Instead of the blues, I've done lavenders in 159 and 161. Just think they look really pretty. And the greens, 3364 and 3362. Just made them a little bit greener than the goldy greens, olivey greens that were in there. It's just some little changes because why not? So yeah, DMC, but a slight variation on what the call for is. Another DMC heavy project, the Butterfly Garden from the Blue Flower. So this I pulled the 36 count Eccentric Sky from Fortnight Fabrics, and it's mostly the called for DMC. So the primary charting of this is an anchor, and then yeah, I've just pulled little bits of DMC because it has a heap of colours. I had thought about doing a conversion, then I was like, too many colours. So each of these I've just popped 2 colours on each floss ring just to, these little floss tags I make myself. They're 2 inches by 1.5 inches, and then I round the corners, big 3/4 inch hole, little hole. They're just white card. Those floss tags that people are swapping, while they're kind of fun, they're way too big for me. I just don't need that much. So yeah, I just put 2 colours on each floss tag, and I go through and I put the symbols on as well. So when I'm stitching, I've got the number and the symbol, and they're a bit crinkly because some of them were at the end of the skein, but I don't mind. So there were a couple of little, I made a couple of adjustments to the chart. What do you call it? Yeah, adjustments. I can't remember what they were. It doesn't really matter, does it? So it's quite a colourful chart, and I don't think you use much of any other one colour. Okay, this chart is one that Zeb gave me. She gave me a handful of charts at one of the retreats, I can't remember which one, with the idea, she said, yeah, here's some smaller things that you can stitch. This isn't that small, Zeb. It's 155 by 154, but it's so cute. So it's the Hutt Sampler by the Homespun Sampler. This is copyrighted 2004, but you know, some things don't age. And I pulled for that a piece of 36 count neutral from Victoria Model Sampler, and it calls for 5 to 10 yards of Brethren Blue. Oh no, it says 5. I don't know how much I need. It says 5-10 yard skeins of Brethren Blue. I can't believe you need 50 skeins for this. So, sorry, 50 yards. I don't think you need 50 yards for this, but anyway, I kind of like the idea of stitching the little, the motifs in the lozenges and the boxes with one colour and the rest with the other. So I've got two very similar silks for you that are very similar. I like the idea of it looking like I've run out of floss and had to change the floss colour. So this is PR062, that some floss that Barb sent me last year, wrecked me, very kind, and also one of my Floss Club's PR021. So that one has more blue in it, this one has more green in it, and I'm going to use those two combinations, I think. I think that's going to look really good. Okay, this is called Helen Halley 1843 Scottish Sampler, and it is from the Just Cross Stitch magazine, October 2019. And there was a nice little write-up about Scottish samplers as well, so you can get this on Readly. So again, yeah, October 2019. And I've just done my own colours. It is charted for a Verosoir Soie d'Alger, but you probably need so little of it. It'd be quite a pricey little sampler. Here's my fabric. So this is also on 36 count cream and sugar fibre on a whim. And I have kitted this up with with a whole ton of overdyes. I've got Tom and Lily, Victorian Motto, what else? And a little bit of Needle Necessities, which I'm going to manipulate to use for two different shades of a colour. So really bright, it's very bright. So I pulled the DMC and then just went through. So I pulled the DMC equivalent of the Soie d'Alger and then went through and just did, not even sometimes close matches. Like the browns of a little bit different, but just those. I think it's going to look good. And then the two Needle Necessities, I'm going to manipulate the two shades of blue, the lighter blue and the darker blue. And I'm going to use the, stitch carefully to use the dark green and that appley green and ignore the white. So you don't need a lot of the colour, but for example, the only dark green is really in the two trees, these two trees, and in these little pots down here. And then the light green is no idea. But it's a sampler, you can mess with it. And I've got from Cliffside Stitches the Pomegranate Sampler. This is off of Etsy, and it's a digital mock-up. So I'm going to stitch this on 36 count Aspen from Weeks. So quite different. And I've put in, instead of the DMC, I'm doing a whole lot of overdyes because yay. And I think it's going to look amazing, and I kind of can't wait to start it. I like taking what is probably terrible digital mock-up, because digital mock-ups just don't look that good. A nice rustic bit of fabric and some really lovely colours, and it's going to, I think, be transformed. So those are the colours I'm using, and I think it's going to look amazing. The green's a bit brighter than the called for, but it's Tom and Lily Sapin. And I've got, for the golden colour, Victorian Motto Golden Sandstone. This was quite a variegated floss, but I've just pulled the strands that are the most sort of this colour, caramelly colour, because it has quite a lot of variegation in the thing. A couple of Victorian Motto reds. We've got Rich Red, Prim Valentine, and then a Tom and Lily pulled off some Harmony. This one was wound up Harmony. It's from August 21. So again, I'm so excited about this because it's, as I said, digital mock-up, some fabric and floss that has real texture and interest, and it's going to transform it from something very flat, and I don't know, it's gonna be amazing. So I'm excited about that one. Last but not least is one I'm very excited about. So Rachel Holmes, I don't know if it's a freebie. Don't quote me if I said it was a freebie, I have no idea. Rachel Holmes by Hutt String Samplery, designed by Beth Twist, and it's not a repro, it's a modern sampler, just inspired by, and has a lot of specialty stitches, and it's so bright and fun, and I'm so excited. Her called for was just on 32 count linen, so I'm keeping it on 32 count linen because of the specialty stitches. If you go too small with that, you lose the detail of them. So she used, it's charted for a whole lot of Weeks Dye Works flosses. So again, I looked at the DMC, and then I just pulled the DMC and then just made some changes because it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to stitch this on. It's a 32 count linen, and I'm using all silks, and mostly Silks for You, I think. And particularly the greens is where it goes quite different. So I've got PR10 and PR11, and October 21, number 3, Silk of the Month. The grey is Silks for You PR026, PR069, dark blue. The browns are quite different, but I think they'll be quite fun. PR067, PR059, PR120. Oh, this feels so beautiful. Just Silks for You Natural, which again was a gift from Barb, thank you Barb. And April 2021, number 5 and number 3, and then for yellow, October 2021, number 2. So those are going, that's how I've kitted that up. It's gonna be so much fun. So honestly, is there anything more beautiful than just feeling these lovely lengths of silk? They're so soft. So yeah, those are the lovely colours there. That's it. It's become a really long video, and I'm going to chop a whole lot out, but thanks for coming along, watching, and I hope you enjoyed that little walk through my last few kitted projects. As I said, when I do my what's in the box review in the new year with everything, I'm going to have to make it a lot more efficient and have everything clipped up, ready to go. So I think that'll take a little bit of production time. So I'm going to go now and have a little bit of lunch, do a little bit of housework, and have decide what I'm going to do next. I will see you all next week. In the meantime, don't let your needles rust. Ciao.